Welcome back to this series of conversations at the Dark Reading News Desk at RSA. Terry Sweeney here with Dark Reading, and joining me now is Mark Nunnikhoven, Distinguished Cloud Strategist with Lacework. Mark, thanks for joining us on News Desk today.
Thanks for having me, Terry.
We are talking about AI and the future of cloud security, a hot topic. Tell us a bit about Lacework and the company's approach to cloud security with automation, data, and artificial intelligence.
Yeah, so we believe that cloud security is fundamentally a data problem. Essentially, when companies really understand cloud and start to feel that they get it, they start to use more and more of it, which is great for the business. Challenging on the security side because you've got so much more to gain visibility into, to try to figure out what's going on. And so our approach is to consume as much data about the environment as we can in order to drive insights for those customers to give them a handle on what's going on.
Things have evolved and changed with regard to cloud security, especially in the last 2.5 years for some strange, inexplicable reason. Talk about some recent examples of how this change or this evolution shows up on a practical level.
Yeah, and I mean, I think we've seen, cloud was already hot going into the last couple of years, and it just expanded as people realized that, consumption-based resource utilization, so, only using what you need to use really makes sense from a business model. And that's encouraged a lot of innovation and a lot of experimentation. Great for the business side. Again, on the security side, you need to try to figure out, okay, what's going on now and what's a priority and where the data is. So as people are spinning up these experiments to solve these new problems, you need to have that visibility into what's going on.
Talk a bit about who your target audience is. Are the benefits to this approach and the advice that you'd give to others who might be considering Lacework's offering?
Yeah, I would say our target audience is companies that are all in on the cloud or born in the cloud, really understanding that that's where they want to go,
okay.
Even if they're not quite there yet, because the reality is if you didn't start your company recently, you probably have stuff still on-prem or in a data center somewhere. And where they see the benefit is they are able to amplify their resources. So as a security professional, I know how much sort of manual lifting and correlating data you have to do. And so our platform really aims to make sure that you're optimizing your people because we can never get enough of highly qualified security people in our teams.
What are some of the market trends that you see that support this approach?
Well, I would say just in general, not necessarily a market trend, but a business challenge is finding and retaining security talent. Right, that's always difficult. You see that here at the RSA conference. And so being able to amplify those people that you do have on board and make sure that you're actually using their unique value, that's really a key push for most organizations, regardless of size or vertical that they're in.
Another business trend that we're hearing a lot about, both in the run-up to this show and during the actual RSA event, is the reality that it's never a single cloud provider that most organizations work with. They're typically dealing with at least two, if not several more. How to reconcile multiple cloud providers, especially with something that is as critical and challenging as security?
Yeah, it's definitely a real challenge, and from the business perspective, it's a good idea to have multiple clouds in because things do happen, but also it really is about what's your team comfortable with. And you'll have some teams that are comfortable with one cloud provider and others that are comfortable with another, so why not be able to leverage that? The security challenge there is now you've got 3 major environments or more environments that you need to be aware of and monitor and actively take action in, and so you need a tool or a platform that can look at all of those and bring those insights together in one place so that you can take action on them.
Mark, close us out with something that's surprised you or something new that you've learned at RSA this week.
Sure, I would say what surprised me, because I always learn a lot this week, which is great, but what surprised me is finally as a security community we've accepted that we're one part of a business. And that we need to collaborate with the rest of the business, whereas previously we'd say, what we say goes, we're the most important thing. That feels good and there's some justification there, but I think what I'm seeing a lot more from the community is, hey, we need to collaborate more, we need to help the business understand security in context, and that really means understanding the business as a whole and all of the data within the business so that you can prioritize security among other business concerns, and I think that's a huge win for everybody moving forward.
Mark, great stuff on automation, AI, and data security. Thanks for joining us today for Dark Reading News Desk.
Thank you.
We've been talking with Mark Nunnikhoven of Lacework. This has been Terry Sweeney for Dark Reading. Thanks for joining us today. See you next time.